Good morning, traders. We're back for the last day of this trading week. We got the euro versus the New Zealand dollar. We're also going to talk about in the next video, we're going to talk about the pound versus the New Zealand dollar. So we're kind of keeping it in the same family, if you will. Both of those pairs are very highly correlated. Now, they also show similar, potential, similar technical situation, if you will. And we're going to start with the Euro New Zealand dollar because we find here a very interesting sign for a potential tipping point that's being basically formed right now in front of our eyes. And we use these two key levels to determine the potential here. One is that 73.88 here. 173.88 belongs to a blue system. We actually have two systems here, right? We have the black one, which is an old one. It was the one that was driving that huge sideways movement that we had here for years. Now, what we see here is a big breakout, potentially speaking, right? We've seen price, skyrocketing all the way to 99. That was a spectacular move, no doubt. But then it came back down with equally aggressiveness, right? It came down strong, and so it started to form a second system, a second support and resistance system, which is the blue one. So I'm just giving you a little bit of background on those key levels that you see here, right? So you'll know where they're coming from. But basically, we're still, just keep in mind those two, right? 72.47, which we just had a touchdown here just a couple of weeks ago, sorry. And 73.88, which I've just recently mentioned. I want to show you how this looks like from another angle, all right? I'm going to take you to the higher time frame, the highest time frame, which is the monthly chart, and it's quite interesting. You can actually see here filtered out, noise is being filtered out here. You can see clearly the move, the penetration, right, the spiking, and then the pullback on 72.47 and 73.88 both. That's a very strong sign. We suspect that this could spell, a full-fledged upside reversal that's going to take us back to this area. 88 and up. Now, we're going to break this potential move. First, I have a big announcement to make, I suppose. We're going to jump in here. All right, we're going to jump in small, very small, as small as possible. We're going to just test the water, so to speak, but I'm going to show you our game plan. All right, let me lay that out. Because we're looking at a few strong, important key levels, so we have to navigate through those levels. And we're going to break this move into three parts, all right? Bear with me here. This is the first part. Check this out. 73.88 to 76.98. Then a second part from 76.98 to 80.56. And then the big move from 80 to 88, right? 80.50 to 88, that's 7.50 pip. That's the big move. So you got two small moves and one big move. So we're going to activate the short-term portfolio on these two, and then the long-term portfolio on the big one. All right? Let me show you how that might look like from this angle. Obviously, the execution chart, which is the daily chart. So what we see now is some negative momentum, especially following yesterday, right? Yesterday was a negative day, no doubt. It actually crossed below the 200-day moving average. Now, normally that would be a little bit concerning, but here price is actually coming from 73.88. We believe this level is a stronger element, and it will push price back up eventually. So what we want to do here is shoot for the small trade, right? The very small trade. Put a stop loss level about 120 pip below, around the levels of 73, I would say. And shoot for, again, we're going to shoot for 76.98, right? Then, you can see it's a nice touchdown here. Really nice. And then we can, once price breaks 76.98 and confirm that breakout, we can start chasing the second step here, right? The second stage. Then, of course, 80.56 to 88. That's how we feel price will come back in steps. But in every, every step of the way here, every milestone, it might go for a technical correction, obviously. So that's why we're breaking this move into 3 different stages. All right, guys, that's about that for the Euro New Zealand dollar. We'll be back hopefully shortly to follow up on recent developments.